And a very pleasant good afternoon, basketball fans, and welcome to another edition of Henley Hornets basketball on 104.3 and 960 Sports with HD video on mybasin.com. It is day 2 of the Yreka Invitational at Yreka High School, and we're coming to you live from inside Minor Gym as the Hornets get ready to take on the Spartans from Red Bluff High School. Appreciate you being with us. My name is Josh Eldridge. Along with me is Matt Bowling for today's broadcast as the Hornets come off of a day 1 victory here at Yreka after taking care of business against Etna yesterday. 63-27 was the final score there. Matt, those Hornets, they looked pretty confident yesterday in their first game of the season.
Absolutely. And, you know, we said it a lot yesterday. This is a team that only had a few practices as a full squad because so many of their players were contributing to the state championship run by the football team. But, you know, we watched him yesterday. There were some great sequences there, and against a really overmatched opponent, I think they took advantage of the opportunity to build some of that chemistry and make up for lost time, as it were.
No doubt about it. The Hornets, they played very well yesterday. Today they match up with a Red Bluff team who collected a loss yesterday against Crater, a 5A team from Oregon. And as we watch them warm up now, they look to be a fairly athletic team, but maybe a subpar season for them last year, only 6 wins compared to 22 losses. And so Red Bluff looking to come out today with a vengeance against the Hornets. They match up nicely height-wise, and it should be a good matchup this afternoon at Yreka High School. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we will look a little bit more in depth about what the Hornets did yesterday. And, of course, this is the first of a doubleheader on mybasin.com as the Lady Hornets get ready for action a little bit later on this afternoon. We'll talk about it all as we continue your coverage of Hornets basketball from Yreka, California. You've got it on 104.3 and 960 Sports, as well as HD video on mybasin.com.
Kind of what me as a person. I love to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon, soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see 2 things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the 2 memories that stick out the most to me.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Okay.
And we welcome you back on 104.3 and 960 Sports, as well as mybasin.com for Henley Hornets basketball here in Yreka, California. Day 2 of the 69th annual Yreka Invitational. The Hornets getting ready to face off against Red Bluff, the Spartans from California. Henley yesterday, as we mentioned, collected a big win over Etna yesterday. And, along with great defensive effort, they really did shoot the ball well, especially down the stretch. Marcus McCready with 16 points overall, 12 of those coming in the second half. The big 6'8" center for the Hornets was getting involved in both ends of the basketball yesterday, and he's one of those guys who has been here the entire time through training camp, and it's good to see him begin to lead the way here early.
Absolutely. Team high, 16 points, or game high, actually, 16 points, plus 4 rebounds and 2 blocks really a force on both ends of the ball, both ends of the court. Also, definitely want to take a look at Owen Harper. Double-double, 14 points and 10 rebounds, also had 4 assists. He is another one of those guys that was here all through preseason. So not too surprising to see those guys leading the way for Henley, but you saw some of the late additions contribute big numbers too. Luke Bennett, 7 points, 4 rebounds, 3 steals. Chris Janney, 2 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds, 2 steals. True to their defensive back nature, both of them coming up with multiple steals. Certainly
the steals stand out, but how about those assist numbers too? I mean, this team dishes the rock very well on offense.
No doubt about it. And, like we said, they haven't had as much of a chance to build chemistry, so a performance like that in Game 1 is really great to see.
No doubt about it. Hoping to continue it here. Just a couple minutes away from tip-off. And so we're going to take one more break here on the pregame show. When we come back, we'll get ready for starting lineups and tip-off. That's all coming up next as we continue your coverage of the Yreka Invitational on 103 and 960 Sports, HDMyBasin.com.
All I do is wait. So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been away forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice, I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
Welcome you back to MyBasin.com, also 104.3 and 960 Sports. Just a couple of seconds away from tip-off. The Hornets today in their new road yellow uniforms with Henley written across the front in white, navy blue trim around that. And Red Bluff today in their white uniforms, green trim around white numbers and letters. The 5 starters for the Hornets today: number 10, Aiden Hayes; number 12, Owen Harper; number 22, Chris Janney; number 24, Luke Bennett; and number 44, Marcus McCready, as the Hornets control the tip. For Red Bluff, Marcos Torres, Caden Lee, Eli Hohenberger, Diego Ortiz, and Bryce Owens. Hornets controlling it. They get it to Hayes in the near corner, trying to drive left baseline, kicks it out to Marcus from 12 feet. Now outside to Harper, who takes one dribble inside the free throw line and shoots. McCready with the putback, and the Hornets strike first. McCready strikes first as well. They lead 2-0. 7:38 to go in the first quarter. Bringing it up the floor is going to be Ortiz. Now he kicks it over to Leaf for Red Bluff. Guarded by Janney, well beyond the arc, bringing it to the right side. Now gets it back over to Ortiz, top of the key. Ortiz bringing it back right side, kicks it near side to Hohenberger. Hohenberger guarded by Janney, now near side over to Torres. Torres trying to drive the right baseline, trying to get it inside to a player inside the paint. It's knocked loose. Loose ball picked up by Aiden Hayes. He's trying to race the far side of the floor. 2-on-2 fast break, and Hayes is denied at the rim. Eli Hohenberger, the junior, standing 6'3", climbs the ladder and swats that one away. A good defensive effort from Red Bluff.
Ooh-wee. That was a swat.
Absolutely. As an inbound pass is a turnover for the Hornets. Bringing it up the floor now is Bryce Owens. Gets it to Ortiz as he crosses the timeline and travels. It'll be a turnover. The Hornets take over as they go from right to left across your radio dial. To get the scoreboard on your screen, apologize for you watching on mybasin.com. The score is 2-0 Hornets. 6:57 to go in the first. Aiden Hayes bringing it up the floor, handing it off to Harper on the far side. Harper driving inside, trying to slick it to McCready, but it's knocked out of bounds by the Spartans. Should maintain Hornets basketball underneath the basket. Hayes to inbound. Hayes trying to find a player to inbound to. Gets it to Janney on the far side. Now inside to McCready on the right block. Throws up a shot, no good. The rebound goes out of bounds. And possession remains with the Hornets. This time it'll be Bennett to inbound. Gets it to McCready, near corner. Now top of the key to Harper. Back to Bennett in the near corner, puts it on the deck, backs up beyond the arc. Now driving inside, trying to get it to Harper, but it just goes loose out of bounds. That'll be a Hornets turnover and Spartans basketball. Hayes bothering Ortiz all the way up the floor. The Hornets defense, they like to do this, apply pressure early. Ortiz finally crosses half court, coming along the right side. Gets it top of the key to Owens. Owens bringing it right, handing it off to Torres. Torres driving inside the paint, fadeaway jumper over McCready's good. Tied up at 2, 6:13 to go in the first, and the Hornets try to answer. It's now Bennett, top of the key, kicking it over to Janney, trying to get it inside to McCready, who goes to work in the paint and scores. It's 4-2 Henley, and we've got an early timeout with 6:05 to go in the first. We'll take a break as well. You've got Hornets basketball on 104.3 and 960 with HD video on mybasin.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Jumping right back into the action in the first quarter, Henley leads 4-2 over Red Bluff with just under 6 minutes to go in the first. It is Spartans basketball. With it now is Hohenberger. And it's going to be a foul on the floor as Hohenberger tried to drive inside against Chris Janney. That'll be the first Hornets team foul. Ortiz to inbound for the Spartans, getting it near side to Caden Leaf. Leaf bouncing it down low inside to Owens, who finishes at the cup, tied up at 4 with 5:43 to go in the first. Here's Hayes bringing it up the far side of the floor, calling for a screen from McCready, dribbling left. Now moves it right side over to Bennett. Bennett getting it to Harper. Harper at the left elbow, dishes it near side to Hayes. Hayes pump fakes, drives the block, getting it inside to Bennett. Fadeaway jumper from Bennett is good. Nice touch from about 10 feet out there from Bennett. 6-4 Henley, 5:18 to go in the first. Ortiz brings it up the far side for Red Bluff. Guarded by Hayes. Now getting it near side to Hohenberger. Right side wing, guarded by Janney. Terminates the dribble, kicks it over to Ortiz on the far side. Ortiz, free throw line, jumper's rejected by Hayes. Recovered by Red Bluff, pass goes inside, and another score from, that was Owens, again from Red Bluff. Tied up at 6. Another turnover on the other side. It's going to be Red Bluff ball. Bringing it up is Torres. Torres getting it to Ortiz on the far side. Torres just inside the three-point line. Jumper is good for 2, 8-6. Red Bluff leads. 4:40 to go in the first. Hornets trying to push the pace. It's going to be Janney driving the right block. Gets it to McCready at the right elbow, trying to go inside. Finds the cutting Harper, good for 2. Great eyes from McCready there. Tied up at 8. 4:26 to go in the first. And a whistle blown. Stops the clock at 4:26.
That's Chris Janney's second foul, and he'll go to the bench.
In comes Lane Frank in his stead, the senior, standing 5'10". Here's Ortiz bringing it up. Kicks it far side now to Leaf. Leaf back to Ortiz on the right wing. Kicks it near side to Hohenberger. Hohenberger going to work against Bennett. Brings it back out beyond the arc. Trying to get it inside to Torres. Torres dishes it to the cutting Owens, and a foul on the shot. And that will send Owens to the line for a pair. First free throws we're seeing in the ball game thus far.
I think that's the second time in the past minute or so that Henley's gotten beat on that backdoor pass.
Owens has gotten behind the defense, twice now, and this time it earns him a free throw. Misses the first, he'll get a second. Second free throw rims out, and McCready cleans the glass. Kicks it ahead to Hayes, who brings it across the timeline for the Hornets. Getting it in the far side to Lane Frank. Frank trying to get it down low to Harper, who lays it up and in. Henley leads now 10-8, 3:55 to go in the first. Bringing it up now is Ortiz, guarded by Hayes. Now over to Leaf on the far side. Leaf trying to slice down the middle, back outside to Ortiz, and a whistle and a travel from Ortiz. Turnover, it'll be Hornets basketball. 3:44 to go in the first, and Henley leads 10-8. And a substitution coming in for Red Bluff. Ortiz checks out, and I believe that's Josiah Browning coming in. Hayes walking it up the floor for Henley. Takes the McCready screen, going right, gets it back to Harper, now near corner to Bennett. Bennett down low to McCready, and he's there for the finish. 12-8, Henley leads. McCready with 6 points already in the ball game. 3:26 to go in the first. Here's Leaf, bringing it up, guarded by Hayes. Getting it now on the far side to Torres. Torres trying to drive the left lane, kicks it back outside to Leaf. Leaf cutting through the paint and has it stripped away by Bennett. Bennett now trying to push the pace, going coast to coast. Fadeaway jumper from the right side, rims in, and that'll be 14-8 Henley. 3:05 to go in the first after another sweet jumper from Bennett. Leaf heaves it ahead to Torres on the far side, loses the dribble, recollects right in front of the Henley bench, and Torres threw it as hard as he could directly out of bounds. It'll be a turnover in Henley basketball. McCready checks out, and TJ Chavez in for the Hornets. Another substitution as Carson Hall checks in for Red Bluff. Hornets on a nice 8-0 run here. Frank takes the handoff, bringing it top of the key, gets it out to Bennett. Bennett fakes left, goes right, outside to Hayes for three. Won't go, off the front of the rim. Rebound collected by Red Bluff. Here's Leaf, bringing it up for the Spartans. Kicks it near side for Hall. Hall in near corner, guarded by Bennett, trying to get it down low. With it now is Stevens. Stevens surrounded by a swarm of Hornets and gets fouled. I believe that's actually going to be a lane violation or a 5-second violation under the cup. All right, Aiden Hayes bringing it up for the Hornets. Kicks it near side to Chavez. Chavez trying to create room beyond the perimeter, gets it to Frank. Frank diving inside, outside to Harper now. Harper from about 8 feet out, tries for the bank shot, won't go. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touched by the Spartans. And another substitution for Red Bluff. Out goes Leaf, and back in comes Diego Ortiz. Bennett to inbound. Finds Hayes cutting to the rim, and it's good. An easy layup for Aiden Hayes, his first bucket of the evening. 16-8, Henley leads. 2:02 to go in the first. Here's Hohenberger bringing it across for Red Bluff. Bothered by Harper. Gets it across the floor to Stevens. Now it's Ortiz. Back over to Stevens in the far side. Trying to bounce it inside, but it's stripped away by Chavez. Kicks it ahead to Frank, but he loses the handle. Now it's Red Bluff. He's trying to race back up the floor. Getting it to Hohenberger. At the free throw line, a jumper rims out. No good. Rebound still up for grabs. Loose ball on the near side. Everybody's scrambling forward in the near corner. What's the call? It's going to be Henley basketball. 3 or 4 players diving after that basketball, and Henley comes away with it. They lead by 8 with 1:33 to go in the first.
They've been doing a much better job protecting the paint on those last couple possessions, especially that last one.
Hayes brings it up the floor, terminates the dribble well beyond the arc, kicks it to Harper. Harper now to Bennett in the far corner. Bennett trying to drive the right baseline, back outside to Frank. Now it's Chavez. Top of the key three. Bounces off the back iron, no good. The rebound collected by Red Bluff. It's Marcos Torres, the senior, getting the glass there. Here's Ortiz bringing it up. Ortiz kicks it near side to Torres. Now it's Ortiz in the far corner for three. Back iron, no good. Rebound collected by Stevens, and the ball goes out of bounds. Possession remains for the Spartans. It looks like Bryson Montag getting ready to check in. Out goes Owen Harper. And a substitution for Red Bluff as well. It looks like that's going to be Browning coming out. And in comes Troy Snyder, the senior, 5'10". All right, it's Stevens with it in the far side. Trying to get it inside to Owens. But it's out of bounds.
I forgot to mention in pregame, Josh, Bryson Montag had 3 steals yesterday.
They get active on that defensive end. They make it troublesome for defenders to get inside, and so far they've done that. the second part of this first quarter. 45 seconds to go in the opening frame. Henley leads by 8. Here's Luke Bennett with it, top of the key. Hands it to Frank. Frank driving right, outside to Hayes. Hayes now to Montag on the left wing, over to Bennett on the far side. Bennett dribbling with his left, kicks it outside to Hayes. Now to Montag in the near corner. Montag back over to Hayes, gets it to Bennett. Bennett trying to get it inside to Chavez. Tries to bank it off the glass, won't go. Montag with the rebound. His putback attempt is no good. And Red Bluff gets it with 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. Here's Ortiz, going to slow things down as Red Bluff looking for a sure bucket here. Ortiz takes a screen going right, now picked up by Montag. Pass goes back, now it's Ortiz. Ortiz now dishing it over to Torres. Torres trying to go right, now back to Ortiz. Fires up a shot at the buzzer, won't go. And that will be the end of the first quarter. Henley leads by 8. The score is 16-8. We'll be right back as we continue your coverage of Hornets basketball on 104.3 and 960 Sports. We've got HD video on mybasin.com.
COVID, I gained over 24 pounds. I lost motivation in working out. I lost motivation in eating healthy. And for me, if I'm not active, I just don't eat well. But then I started taking a class at Harbor's gym called High Low. The first week I felt like I didn't fit in and I couldn't do it. But the instructor was so kind and thanked me for coming and told me how well I did. I was like, no, I wasn't, but it made me come back the next week and the next week. And soon enough, I was keeping up with the class. I started introducing more classes and then going Saturdays. I learned how to lift weights accurately with repetition. I started lifting on my own. I started golfing too with my husband. And all of a sudden, I was buying salads instead of sandwiches. Small victories happened week by week, and it's 100% because of Harbor, their staff, their gym, the golf. My husband is getting out of the house and working out with me. His golf game is increasing, we're lifting together, and we feel good. Harbor, where I lost my reins and got my gains.
Back with you at Yreka High School for the 2023 Yreka Invitational. After one quarter, the Henley Hornets lead the Red Bluff Spartans 16-8. Getting ready to start the second quarter. The 5 on the floor for Henley. It's Montag, Hayes, McCready, Chavez, and Harper, And then for Red Bluff, it's going to be Leaf, Ortiz, as well as Torres out there with Owens and Hohenberger.
I really like the way Henley responded after that slow start. Closed the quarter on a 10-0 run.
It's the kind of close to a quarter you like to see. The Hornets playing tough defense to open up this second quarter. Torres with it now. Trying to face this Henley zone, getting it far side to Hohenberger. Hohenberger trapped in that far corner, tries to dribble out of it. Tries to find a teammate, but it's stripped away by Montag. 2-on-2 fast break with Harper. Montag has it stripped away. Loose ball is collected by Owens. Loses it again, this time picked up by Ortiz. Red Bluff with possession, bringing it up the floor. Ortiz trying to dribble against Hayes. Lofts it near side to Torres. Torres driving back inside the paint, goes to work against McCready. The shot up, no good. Bothered by Marcus, and he cleans up the glass. Here's TJ Chavez bringing it up the floor, now dribbling along the right side. Has some room to maneuver, driving straight to the cup and is fouled on the shot. Chavez will have a chance at 2 free throws. Chavez first free throw hits back iron, no good. A reminder that today's broadcast on mybasin.com is brought to you by Harbor Isles Tennis and Golf Club, as well as Coldwell Banker Holman Premier Realty. A shot from Chavez, second free throw. That one rattles out. 0 for 2 at the line there. The score remains 16-8 with 7:06 to go in the second. Here's Ortiz getting it top of the key to Owens. Owens is going to find Stevens near side. Stevens now to Ortiz, top of the key, dribbling left. Left elbow jumper is no good, and the rebound is snagged by Harper, who gets fouled on the floor. Got Chris Janney and Luke Bennett checking in for Henley. Out go Montag and Chavez. Chris Janney bringing it up the floor for Henley. Dishes it over to Hayes, well beyond the arc, now to Bennett in the far corner. Bennett getting it top of the key to Harper. Left elbow jumper off the front of the rim, no good. McCready gets bullied out of the rebound, and it'll be possession for Red Bluff. Ortiz bringing it up for the Spartans. Kicks it over to Owens, now to Stevens near side. Stevens puts it on the deck, going to work against Bennett, dishes it back outside to Leaf. Leaf bringing it around top of the key over to Ortiz on the far side. Ortiz trying to get through the defense and will travel on his way to the rim. A turnover, and it's again Henley basketball. Hayes takes his time bringing the ball up the floor, takes a screen moving left, kicks it to Harper, then to Janney on the far side. McCready with the mismatch down low, can't finish, and a rebound to Red Bluff. Here's Ortiz. Kicking it to Owens, well beyond the arc. Owens trying to dribble inside against McCready, kicks it to Owenberger. Owenberger puts it on the deck, now hands it off to Stevens. Stevens trying to drive the right block. Terminates the dribble against Bennett. Has Bennett tied up, but releases, tries to kick it back outside to Ortiz, and a timeout called by Coach Darren Nye of the Red Bluff Spartans. Will take one as well. The score remains 16-8 with 5:41 to go in the second quarter. You've got Hornets basketball on 104.3 and 960 Sports, with HD video on mybasin.com.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
No buckets made in the first about 2.5 minutes of this second quarter. Matt, both defenses stepping it up here in the second quarter.
Yeah, great play by Luke Bennett there on that last possession. Most coaches would probably rather you not reach in like that, but he kept his hand on the ball, and I think that's what prompted the Red Bluff timeout.
Right now, Red Bluff trails 16-8, but they have possession. It's going to be an Owens right elbow jumper that's no good. Hayes collects the rebound. Henley pushing the pace. Hayes getting it far side to Bennett. Bennett kicks it back top of the key to Hayes as the Hornets reset. Brings it back out to the half-court logo. Hayes crosses to his left side, gets it to Bennett for a left wing three. That one is wide right, no good. The rebound is collected by Hohenberger. Hohenberger bringing it inside, trying to do it all himself. To Ortiz, top of the key. He fires away for three. It's no good. Comes up short of everything, and it'll be Hornets basketball.
3 minutes gone in the second quarter and still no score in the quarter, that is.
Here's Harper with it as the Hornets try to break this second quarter tie. Here's Hayes. Getting it to Bennett on the left wing. Now over to, well, they pass it around the horn and get it to McCready, who had an open look at the rim. So Henley now leads by 10, 18-8, and that's 8 points for McCready. 4.5 to go in the second. And Ortiz kicks it over to Leaf. Leaf steps into a long triple. That's no good, and Janney skies for the glass. All right, here's Hayes with it now, shoving it ahead to Bennett. Bennett getting it inside to McCready, loses a handle on it. Loose ball picked up by Ortiz. Red Bluff trying to push the pace. Ortiz all by himself, 1-on-3, and travels on the way to the rim again.
He was trying to pull a little behind the back move there. Didn't quite work.
He'll sub out, and in comes Marcos Torres in his place, a senior, standing 6 foot tall for Red Bluff. He matches up against Aiden Hayes, standing 5'10". Here's Hayes on the far side. Hayes terminates the dribble, kicks it to Janney, top of the key, trying to get it inside to Marcus, but Owens breaks up the passing lane. Here are the Spartans now, bringing it up. That's Torres trying to be quick with it, kicks it back outside to Owens, catch and shoot three, no good. Rebound is going to go out of bounds. Possession Henley. Looks like Jet Bonham is going to check into the game for the Spartans. Out comes Owens. Bonham standing 6'4", going to try to guard the 6'8" Marcus McCready. Here's Janney trying to loft it inside to McCready, but Leaf denies the pass and then stops the ball from going out of bounds. Last touched by Janney, and that was an athletic play by Caden Leaf to deny the ball inside.
Yeah, they've been doing a much better job this quarter of taking away that option.
McCready does lead all scorers with 8 points so far, but he hasn't had very many touches here in the second quarter. But Henley does lead by 10, 18-8, 3:27 to go in the quarter. Pass goes into the far corner, and that's going to be, let's see, I believe that's Bonham who got tied up by a couple of Hornets in that far corner. Held ball, possession Henley. Inbound pass goes to Lane Frank, but it'll be Hayes who brings it across the stripe for Henley. Hayes behind the back dribble, crossing left, trying to split the defense, but he gets fouled on the floor. And that'll be the third team foul for the Spartans thus far. Hayes inbound to Harper, back to up top of the key to Bennett. Bennett now near corner to Hayes, catch and shoot three. That one has too much on it. And I believe Marcus is going to be hit with a over-the-back foul, trying to bit too much for that rebound attempt. He'll check out. In comes TJ Chavez. First Hornets team foul.
Second on McCready.
Here's Leaf, bringing it up for the Spartans. Leaf trying to direct traffic a little bit as the Spartans slow things down. Now it's going to be Bonham, top of the key, dribbling over, handing it to Stevens. Stevens trying to go to work inside against Hayes. Leaf now top of the key, thinks about a three, kicks it over to Hohenberger. Hohenberger, pump fake, back outside to Leaf. He pump fakes as well, dribbling inside, kicks it outside to Torres. He fires a long triple, that's no good. And Lane Frank controls the glass. Throwing it ahead to Harper, but the pass taken away by Torres. Torres trying to keep that one in bounds, climbed up the bleachers on his way out of bounds.
It was only a couple rows from the top when he finally stopped.
I wouldn't have been able to make that move, Matt.
Yeah, I would have definitely fallen on my face.
Here's Harper inbounding it to Hayes. Hayes catches it in the backcourt and now crosses that half-court marker. Here it is, Frank on the left wing, puts it on the deck, bringing it top of the key. Hands it off to Bennett. Bennett dribbling with his right, tries to find Frank and does, kicks it to Hayes. Hayes now trying to dribble inside, floater from 5 feet out's no good. The rebound collected by Hohenberger. Hohenberger trying to push the pace, driving inside, his shot high off the glass is no good. Rebound collected by Bonham, no good. Red Bluff shoots a third time, can't get it, and the rebound finally collected by Montag. And that is going to cause Hammond, Coach Hammond, to call a timeout. We'll take one too. 18-8, 2:03 to go in the second quarter, and the Hornets lead the Spartans. You've got it on 104.3 and 960 with HD video on mybasin.com.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Back with you with more Hornets basketball on 104.3 and 960 Sports. HD video on mybasin.com as the Hornets lead the Spartans from Red Bluff, California, 18-8. With 2 minutes to go in the second, they've got possession. Bennett, top of the key, over to Frank. Frank has room, fires away a triple. That's no good. It's going to be Bonham with the rebound, kicking it to Hohenberger. Hohenberger is going to be picked up by Hayes right as he crosses half court, bringing it along the near side. Hohenberger terminates the dribble, bothered by Hayes. Harper trying to get in the way of the pass, but it finds its way to Leaf. Leaf along the far side, top of the key, getting it to Torres. Torres trying to drive the right block, gets around the Hornets defense and finishes at the cup. It's 18-10. Henley leads after that quick bucket. Here's Hayes trying to get to the rim, kicks it outside to Frank, all by himself on the perimeter, and it's good from range for Lane Frank. 21-10 Henley. 1:16 to go in the second. Here's Hohenberger for Red Bluff. Crosses to his right side, now to his left, gets it to Torres, and Hohenberger travels as he tries to bust out the behind-the-back dribble. Bennett now with 1:06 to go in the second. Pass finds its way to Frank. Frank head fakes a three, trying to get it inside to Harper and does. Harper back outside to Bennett, now to Hayes. Hayes head fakes, right elbow jumper is good, and he's fouled.
It's looking more and more like that was a really good timeout. by Luke Hammond.
No doubt about it.
Henley scored 2 points in the first 6 minutes of this second quarter, and, well, now they've got a chance to make it 6.
And the free throw is good from Aiden Hayes. Credit him with 5 points so far on the afternoon. Under a minute now to go in the first. Henley leads 24-10. Here's Leaf with it, crossing to his left. Back outside beyond the perimeter, gets it to Bonham. Bonham top of the key, back to Leaf on the far side. 42 seconds to go in the first. Here's Hohenberger. Hohenberger on the right side. Brings it back out beyond the arc, guarded by Hayes. Hohenberger crossing to his right, trying to get by Hayes. And the bucket is good, and Hohenberger was fouled. So the bucket is good, and he'll get another free throw here. So far today, Red Bluff 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Bryson Montag checks out. And Marcus McCready back in for the Hornets in the final 30 seconds of the second quarter. Hohenberger's attempt at the free throw line is good, makes the score 23-13 with 30 seconds to go. Shot clock is off. Here's Bennett bringing it up the floor, kicks it over to Hayes, well beyond the arc at about half court. Here's Frank with it now near side, kicks it to Bennett. Bennett trying to find McCready inside, brings it now back around top of the key. Has it picked loose, and Bennett is going to be fouled on the floor.
And that'll send him to the line. It's the 5th team foul against Red Bluff.
I believe I saw that in the state of California, it's not 1-1, it's a full bonus. I believe so, that's what I read. My memory is failing me right now. Bennett makes the first. Looks like McCready comes out and Montag is back in. Second free throw is no good. Rebound goes out of bounds. Possession stays with Henley. And I think they're going to bring McCready back in. And in he comes for Montag. So those two guys switching spots depending on if the Hornets are playing offense or if they're playing defense. McCready here on the offensive end with 13 seconds to go in the second quarter. Inbound pass goes to Marcus, loses a handle on it. He's guarded in the far corner, lofts it far side to Bennett. 10 seconds now. Bennett puts it on the deck and gets fouled. Leaf got a bit too handsy with him beyond the perimeter. Bennett will have another chance at free throws here. First free throw from Bennett is good. McCready and Hayes out. And Chavez and Montag in for the Hornets with 7 seconds to go in the second, pending this Bennett free throw, which is good. Gives the Hornets a 26-13 lead. Here's Leaf with 3 seconds now. He's going to have to take a shot. Head fakes, gets the shot off in time. It will not go. We will head to halftime with a score of 26-13. The Hornets in front of the Spartans here in Yreka, California. During halftime, we'll break down a couple of stats we've got for you, as well as take a look at the Lady Hornets later on this afternoon. We've got Hornets basketball on 104.3 and 960 Sports. HD video on mybasin.com.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon, soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and little league teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Back with you inside Minor Gym on the campus of Yreka High School for the 69th annual Yreka Invitational. The Henley Hornets lead at halftime over Red Bluff, 27-13 so far. Marcus McCready leads all scorers with 8 points. Luke Bennett right behind him with 7. Aiden Hayes has contributed 5 points tonight. Owen Harper's got 4 for himself. And Lane Frank has 3 on 1 made triple. Meantime, for Red Bluff, 4 points from Bryce Owens, 3 from Eli Owenberger, and 2 from each Caden Leaf and Marcos Torres. The second quarter was a little bit slow to get started, but once it did, the Hornets started to separate themselves just that much more, and good team play for them.
Yeah, the first 6 minutes of that second quarter were like a YMCA game. I mean, it was Henley had 2 points, and those were the only 2 points that were scored. But once again, Henley with a really strong end to the quarter. You saw them end the first quarter on a 10-0 run. Here in the second quarter, they scored 9 points in the final 2 minutes.
Sometimes this early in the season, it helps to just reset things a little bit, gather your thoughts, and inside that huddle, the man who's talking, Luke Hammond, usually comes out with some good things out of timeouts. You really saw it in that second quarter.
Exactly. He called a timeout with about 2 minutes left, and the Hornets proceeded to have that offensive flurry. So, yeah, like you said, this is a guy who knows when to say what to say and when to say it.
No doubt. His team up 27-13 right now at halftime. If you're watching the video on mybasin.com, you can see the Henley Lady Hornets warming up. It's because they've got a game right after this one that will also have coverage for you. Coming up in just a little bit, the Lady Hornets take on Del Norte. We'll talk about that one next. We've got a little bit more time left during halftime, so stick with us as we continue your coverage of Henley basketball on 104.3 and 960 Sports, as well as basin.com.
Comfortable and not corporate. At Clown Falls Subaru, we built our business on that simple promise. Well, that and some of the best people you're ever going to meet. Hi, I'm Rob Cedar, General Manager at Clown Falls Subaru. Our 62 employees make it easy for us to live up to our comfortable, not corporate philosophy. Friendly faces, easy answers, straight talk, fairness, and exceptional service. These are the things you expect. These are the things that all of our people deliver. Our management team, sales pros, certified service and body shop techs, lot attendants, and detail experts are all 100% focused on you. Local people putting their friends and neighbors first. At Clown Falls Subaru, that's the only way we do business. It's comfortable, not corporate. Our team members also spend hundreds of hours each year supporting local charities and events through the Subaru Love Promise. That's the kind of people they are. We're very proud of them. They're your friends, they're your neighbors, they're glad to know you, and they want you to be glad to know them too. I'm Rob, and this is what makes us comfortable, not corporate.
27-13, the score at halftime as the Henley Hornets lead Red Bluff here at the Yreka Invitational. It's our first of a doubleheader today in Yreka as the Lady Hornets are up next as they take on Del Norte High School in a bracket style. This will be the semifinal of the Yreka tournament for the Lady Hornets coming up in a little bit. Matt, they collected a good win against Cascade Christian yesterday.
Yeah, 69-48. They led more or less wire to wire. Cascade Christian did pull within 4 points at the beginning of the fourth quarter, but the Hornets went on a 17-0 run over the next 4:53 to punch their ticket to this semifinal game.
Yeah, they can really fill up the cup in a hurry. This Hornets team is a nightmare for most defenses, and playing some California schools. A nice chance to sort of get to know yourselves a little bit if you're the Hornets, and they did a little bit yesterday. I certainly think so.
Yeah, they found out what they can expect from their great guard forward duo returning, Anna Harper and Annie Campos. Harper narrowly missing a double-double with 25 points, 9 rebounds. Annie Campos approached a triple-double, 16 points, 11 assists, and 7 rebounds. Also had 3 steals.
Yeah, last year Annie, if my memory serves me correctly, had 10 triple doubles last year. That includes the state tournament where she had another. And so certainly an offensive threat for Henley. Excited to see them in action. And, of course, you can do that. Watch it for free on mybasin.com. That's coming up right after the conclusion of this boys game, as close to 3:30 as we can make it. Of course, in a tournament format that gets a little bit hairy. But regardless, if you're with us on mybasin.com, you don't have to go anywhere. It's going to be on the same link in the same place where you're at right now. MyBasin.com is your home for everything else going on in the Basin as well, whether it's news or special events, community events. Find out what's going on in the Klamath Basin at MyBasin.com. Once again, the score at halftime is the Henley boys lead Red Bluff 27-13. We're going to take one more break on the halftime show. When we come back, we'll be set for the third quarter on 104.3 and 960 Sports. HTO on MyBasin.com.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
During COVID, I gained over 24 pounds. I lost motivation in working out. I lost motivation in eating healthy. And for me, if I'm not active, I just don't eat well. But then I started taking a class at Harbor's gym called High Low. The first week I felt like I didn't fit in and I couldn't do it. But the instructor was so kind and thanked me for coming and told me how well I did. I was like, no, I wasn't, but it made me come back the next week and the next week. And soon enough, I was keeping up with the class. I started introducing more classes, and then going Saturdays, I learned how to lift weights accurately with repetition. I started lifting on my own. I started golfing too with my husband. And all of a sudden, I was buying salads instead of sandwiches. Small victories happened week by week, and it's 100% because of Harbor, their staff, their gym, the golf. My husband is getting out of the house and working out with me. His golf game is increasing, we're lifting together, and we feel good. Harbor, where I lost my reins and got my gains.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Welcome back to Yreka High School on 104.3 and 960 Sports. HD video on mybasin.com. I'm Josh Eldridge. Along with me is Matt Bowling. So glad to be with you as we bring you more coverage from Yreka, California. The 69th Annual Invitational down here as the Hornets lead 27-13 over Red Bluff as we get ready for the third quarter. The 5 on the floor for Henley, it's going to be Aiden Hayes, Chris Janney, Luke Bennett, Marcus McCready, and Owen Harper. For Red Bluff, it's going to be Leaf, Ortiz, as well as Torres, and Owens, as well as Owenberger. Red Bluff is going to start with the basketball. With it now is Torres on the far side. Torres trying to dribble right, get to the baseline, but he kicks it back outside to Owenberger beyond the arc. Owenberger puts it on the deck, gets it to Ortiz near side. Ortiz fakes left, goes right, kicks it back outside to Owenberger. He had fakes a 3, brings it back out beyond the arc. Now at the right elbow, kicks it outside to Torres. Torres guarded closely by Bennett. Fadeaway jumper, high off the glass, rims out, and McCready cleans up the boards. Here's Hayes with it now as the Hornets go from left to right. Here's McCready beyond the arc, getting it to Janney. Janney at the free throw line, back outside to Bennett on the left side wing. Now to McCready, top of the key, near side to Hayes. Hayes up to Janney. Janney driving the right block and gets fouled on the drive. A foul on the floor will be the first for Red Bluff in the third. 7:10 remaining in the quarter, 27-13, Henley leads.
something to watch here, Josh. Red Bluff only came back out from the locker room with about 30 seconds on the halftime clock, so they didn't get any warm-up shots. Considering how many they missed in the first half, that's probably not ideal.
After the inbound pass, Luke Bennett misses a triple. The rebound goes out of bounds, but last touched by McCready. And yeah, you make a point. A team that had a little bit of trouble from the field in that first half. Didn't get too much time outside of the locker rooms, but we'll see if they change anything. Halftime adjustments become a big deal when you're down by this much, 14, with 6:50 to go in the third. Pass goes to Leaf, but it's picked away by Bennett. Bennett bringing it along the far side, gets it to Janney. Janney inside to McCready on the right block. McCready guarded by Owens, has it knocked away, but recollects and kicks it back outside to Hayes. Hayes gets it to Janney. Janney blows past his defender, driving to the rim and is fouled on the shot. That'll send Janney to the line for 2 free throws, his first attempts of the night. As a team in that first half, the Hornets, they went 4 for 7 from the free throw line.
It was a good take by Chris Janney. We didn't see much of him in the first half because he picked up 2 early fouls.
It's aggressive with the rock. Took that and sped right past his defender, and he makes the first free throw here. 28-13. And Janney with the second free throw. That one's no good. McCready with the rebound and the putback. It's good. 30-13. 2 more points for Marcus. Gives him 10 on the afternoon. And it's Ortiz bringing it up for the Spartans. Takes a screen going left. Zips it inside to Owenberger, but it's knocked away by Hayes. Great defensive effort. Breaks up the pass. It will remain Spartans basketball. But the length of Hayes making a difference there. Here's Ortiz now after the inbound pass. Bringing it along the far side. Ortiz zips it over to Torres in the far corner. Torres guarded by Bennett. Dribbles inside the arc. Backs up, trying to bounce it inside to Leaf, who goes up with the layup. It's no good. There's Stevens with the putback. And pardon me, that was Owens with a putback. 30-15. Hayes, a 3 on the other side. Won't go. Rebound goes out of bounds. Possession goes to Red Bluff. All right, Leaf to inbound to Ortiz. Guarded by Harper before crossing half court. Ortiz denies the screen to his right, cuts it to Leaf. Now inside to Owenberger, tries to spin around McCready, pump fake, and is fouled on the shot behind by Aiden Hayes. And so credit him with the foul, and Owenberger heads to the line for a pair. Owenberger misses the first free throw. A reminder that today's broadcast on mybasin.com is brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza and Smith Bates Marcom Solutions. Here's Luke Bennett with it on the far side, bringing it up the floor. Marcus McCready down inside, can't hit the shot. And McCready gets the rebound and puts it right back up and in. 32-15, Henley leads. McCready with 12 points tonight. 5.5 to go in the third. Ortiz dribbling along the left side. Moves now left with it. Inside, kicks it back outside to Owenberger. Owenberger in the far corner. Picks it up, fires a triple. Too much on that one, and the rebound is collected by Janney, but is fouled in the open floor. And the Hornets will inbound. Hayes takes a screen going left against McCready, kicks it to the right. That's Harper. Now Janney inside to McCready, goes up off the glass, and Marcus with another bucket. 34-15, McCready getting fed inside.
He just muscled his way through that one.
He's a tough matchup, standing 6'8". Here's Leaf with it now on the other side, gets it to Owenberger. Owenberger head fakes a 3, trying to go to work against Harper, drives the left block, goes up with the shot, actually kicks it out to Torres for 3, That's no good. Owens with the rebound. His putback is no good, and Hayes cleans up the glass for the Hornets. Gets past Owenberger. Hayes showing off those track legs, kicks it outside to Janney. Janney outside to Bennett. Catch and shoot triple, no good, and Owenberger with the rebound. 4:16 to go in the third. 34-15 Henley. Owenberger up with the shot, bothered by McCready, but Owens there for the putback. 34-17, Henley still leads. Here's Bennett kicking outside to Harper. Harper to Hayes. Hayes head fakes, drives inside the paint, and gets fouled on his way to the rim. We'll see if they give him the shot or if it was on the floor. Frank checks in for Janney. Got some subs in for Red Bluff as well. I believe it's going to be Zach Stevens and Cooper Sides for Red Bluff. Inbound pass taken by Bennett. Thought about a three, kicks it to Harper, cutting to the rim, and he's fouled. And apologies, in for Red Bluff was Josiah Browning, not Cooper Sides. So that was a foul, shooting foul for Harper. So he gets a chance here at the line. It's his first attempt at the free throw line this afternoon. Can't make the first, but he'll get a second. Harper misses the second as well, and it's Owenberger with the rebound. Owenberger trying to do it all himself, cuts to the rim and converts on the layup, 34-19. Another couple of points for Owenberger there. It makes him 5 for the afternoon so far. Here's Hayes with it now, top of the key for the Hornets. Gets it to Harper. Harper now at the free throw line, kicks it outside to Bennett on the far side. And I believe a Red Bluff player hit the deck pretty hard on the far side. Gets up
yeah, that was
okay,
Marcos
though.
Torres. Clutched his head for a minute. He's still rubbing the back of his head, but he popped right back up, so.
Trying to walk it off, it's all you can do. So there's a whistle on the play as well. I'm not sure if there was a foul called.
I believe there was.
Okay. The score 34-19, Henley leads here in the third quarter. 3:32 left to go in this frame. And I believe Bennett has earned free throws.
Yep, Henley now in the bonus. That was the fourth foul called on Torres also.
Bennett makes his free throw there, gives him 8 points on the afternoon, and he is now 4 for 5 from the free throw line as TJ Chavez checks in for Marcus McCready, who heads into the bench. Second free throw attempt from Bennett, clanks off the back of the rim, no good, but the rebound is collected by Chavez. Chavez kicks it outside to Bennett on the left side, and now it's Hayes with it, top of the key. Hayes now near side to Harper. Harper dishing it over to Frank. Frank lofting it over to Bennett. Bennett against Torres, one-on-one. Now gets help from Hohenberger. Harper inside, over to Chavez. He shoots a mid-range from 12. That's no good. The rebound is collected by Zach Stevens. Ortiz pushing the pace to Hohenberger on the near side. Hohenberger trying to get to the rim. Outside to Ortiz. Catch and shoot three. No good. And the rebound is battled for by Browning, but it goes out of bounds. Last touched by Browning. And it's Hornets basketball with 2:55 to go in the third. It's 35-19. Henley leads. Here's Hayes with it as he crosses the timeline for the Hornets. Hayes kicks it to his right, finds Harper, now bouncing it in the near corner to Frank. Frank, underhand pass to Bennett. Bennett trying to get through the defense, loses the dribble, but recollects in the near corner. Now on the right elbow to Chavez. Chavez head fakes, outside to Frank. Frank thought about a three, now trying to go to work against the defense. Outside to Chavez. Now back to Bennett. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Inside to Harper. Fadeaway jumper. Front of the rim, no good. And Owenberger collects the rebound as he brings it up for Red Bluff. Owenberger dribbling with his left. Switches to his right. Spins around to his left. Goes into a jumper. No good. The rebound collected by Bennett. Bennett bringing it along the far side of the floor. Stutter steps. Dribbling to the rim. loses the dribble on it, kicks it outside to Harper. And now to Hayes, top of the key. Chavez, the Hornets swinging the rock around the perimeter, finding Bennett, top of the key. Bennett thought about a three, hands it off to Chavez. Underhand dish to Hayes, takes a screen going left. Bothered by the defense, but recollects the ball. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Hayes dribbles out beyond the arc. Now driving inside, goes straight to the rim and is fouled on his way to the cup. Took some serious harm from two Red Bluff players, and somehow he's the first one up off the floor. Hayes' first free throw comes up short. Going to have Bryson Montag check in for Henley. Couple subs in for Red Bluff as well. I believe that's Ryan Ross checking in, as well as Caden Leaf. First action we've seen of Ross this afternoon. We're also seeing Tris Morris check in, the junior standing 6'1". Ross, 6'4". Second free throw from Hayes is good, and out he goes in favor of Marcus McCready. Score 36-19, 1:43 to go in the third. Leaf going to bring it up the floor for Red Bluff, takes a screen going to his left, kicks it back over to Stevens. Stevens in the far corner trying to get it inside to Browning, but he can't corral the pass and it goes out of bounds. Hornets basketball. Frank taking it up the floor for the Hornets. Crosses to his left, underhand pass to Chavez. Chavez trying to get to the rim, high off the glass is no good. Rebound collected by Montag. He dishes it out to Frank. Catch and shoot three in the far corner, rims out. Chavez gets the rebound and bounces it off Carson Hall, but the ref, who's right in front of him, calls that one the way of Red Bluff. Henley still leads by 17, 36-19, with 1:10 to go in the third. Leaf calling for a screen, denies it, goes right with it, kicks it outside to Hall. That's a triple, that's no good. It's going to be Ross who collects the rebound. Pardon me, that was Bonham who collects the rebound, and a foul on the far side of the floor. I believe that one's going against TJ. All right, Red Bluff inbounds, finds Leaf at the free throw line, kicks it outside to Morris. Morris in the near corner, trying to drive baseline, terminates the dribble, guarded by Harper. Lofting it high to Leaf. Leaf head fakes a triple, driving inside, kicks it out to Hall for another look at three. That one's no good, and Harper collects the rebound. 42 seconds to go in the third quarter. It's Montag with it, trying to feed it inside to McCready, who is just driving to the rim and converts. 38-19, and for Marcus, that's 16 points. About half a second separates shot clock and game clock here, and a strip from Harper. Hornets in transition, 2-on-2. Harper to the rim himself, high off the glass is no good, and a blocking foul against Red Bluff. I believe that's going to be on the shot as well, so Harper should earn a pair of free throws here. Well, regardless, the Hornets are in the bonus anyway. Oh for 2 from the penalty stripe today is Owen Harper, but he does have 4 points. That free throw's good.
Henley up 20 now, and they're going to want to keep it to this margin if they can, because that's the final tiebreaker to determine the champion here on the boys' side of the Invitational. See, margin of victory up to 20 points per game.
Well, they've reached that threshold now, up 21 after the made free throw. 40-19, 9 seconds to go in the third. Red Bluff having to move quickly here, trying to get it inside, but the pass too high. I believe that was Morris, couldn't get up high enough. Probably that was Ross for Red Bluff, and Henley takes it with 5 seconds. They're going to have to hurry into a shot. Lane Frank bringing it up. They're going to allow him to shoot from way outside. That's no good, and that will bring us to the end of the third quarter. The score, Henley leads 14-19 as we head to the final frame. You've got Hornets basketball on 104.3 and 960 Sports. HD video available on mybasin.com.
Wait, all I do is wait.
We're back with you from Yreka High School for the Yreka Invitational. Henley leads heading into the fourth quarter, 40-19.
Josh, I was talking about margin of victory being a tiebreaker. I want to just kind of run down the whole format here. So with only 6 teams on the boys' side of this year's Yreka Invitational, they're doing it in kind of a modified showcase format. Each team gets 3 opponents. The champion will be determined by who has the best record. First tiebreaker is head-to-head. Second tiebreaker is least amount of points allowed. Third tiebreaker is point differential with a maximum of 20 points per game. And then after that, if they're still tied, in the words of the tournament document, we will make more T-shirts and have co-champions.
Right now the Hornets in control, and right away McCready converts on a bucket there. Henley leads 42-19.
I should mention also Crater and Yreka both won their opening games yesterday. Henley won't face either of them. Least amount of points allowed. Henley is well ahead in that category, having only given up 27 yesterday against Etna.
Feel like they're in good position here, only having given up 19 so far with 7:14 left to go in the fourth. His defense has been making the difference so far today for Henley. It'll be Red Bluff basketball, lofting it high to Owens. Owens handing it off to Torres. Torres trying to go inside against Marcus, but he travels on his way to the layup, and a turnover. It'll be Henley basketball with 7:08 to go in the game. All right, here is Chris Janney dishing it over to Hayes. Hayes now to Montag, to Janney in the near side. Janney getting it to Bennett, top of the key. Head fakes a 3, driving on the right block, goes up from the mid-range. It rolls out, no good. Red Bluff pushing it ahead with Leaf. Leaf bouncing it ahead and trying to slam it down was Owenberger, but he gets fouled on his way. He climbed up the ladder but couldn't get the dunk. He will head to the line for 2. That's some athletic kids on this Red Bluff team. I mean, they are certainly playing sound basketball, but this Hornets defense has snuffed out really anything they've tried to do. Owenberger stands 6'3", and he jumped out of the gym there. First free throw is missed. He is now 1 for 4 at the free throw line. That one misses as well. Here's Bennett bringing it up for Henley. Near side to Montag. Montag top of the key to Hayes. Now getting it far side to Bennett. Bennett trying to get it down low to McCready. McCready puts it on the deck, shoots from 5. That's no good, but the rebound is collected by Owens. Here's Owenberger now for Red Bluff. Kicking it ahead to Leaf. Leaf trying to drive the right side, brings it back out. A shot from 18 is true. He's got 4 points tonight, 42-21, 6:15 to go in the fourth, and Henley leads. Here's Hayes with it. Hayes passing it to Bennett. Bennett terminates the dribble, now kicks it to Janney. Janney well beyond the arc between the circles. Here's Montag over to Hayes. Hayes dribbles it back out to the half-court logo, taking a screen, going left. Now back to Montag, near side to Janney. Janney puts it on the deck. He shoots from about 10 feet out. That's no good. Rebound is batted out back outside, and Hayes collects it. Hayes dribbles into a long triple, comes up short. Montag with the rebound. The putback attempt no good. Ball goes out of bounds, and it will remain Henley basketball. And it looks like we've got Harper checking in for Montag. Hayes to inbound underneath the rim, gets it to Harper for a quick jumper's no good, but McCready's there to clean up the rebound and the putback. 2 more points for Marcus. Makes the score 44-21 with 5:27 to go in the fourth. Here's Leaf for the Spartans. Ortiz now taking a screen, going left, terminates the dribble, inside to Hohenberger. Hohenberger trying to go against McCready, gets the hoop and the harm on that one, and so Hohenberger will head to the line. That last bucket by Marcus, by the way, puts him at 20 points on the afternoon, leading all scorers. Owenberger's free throw is no good, so the score remains 44-23 with 5:11 to go in the fourth. Pass inside to Marcus, loses the dribble on it, saves it from going out of bounds. An athletic play from the big man there. Pass goes inside to Janney. Now over to Harper on the left block. Back outside to Hayes. Bennett now on the right wing. Trying to get it over to Janney, but it's stripped away by Leaf. A foul in the open floor by Bennett will allow the Spartans to keep possession. Torres to inbound. Gets it to Hohenberger, top of the key. Hohenberger to Ortiz. Well beyond the arc now. Guarded by Hayes. Zips it into the far side. Torres bouncing it down low to Owens, and that shot is blocked from behind by Marcus. Now McCready dishing it ahead to Bennett. Bennett stops beyond the arc, kicks it behind him to Hayes. Hayes lofting it down low to Marcus. Up off the glass is no good. And now it's Ortiz trying to push the pace for Red Bluff. Inside to Owens, goes up for the shot and is fouled by Hayes on the shot. Timeout going to be called by Coach Nye of the Red Bluff Spartans. We'll take one too. 4:22 to go left in the fourth quarter. And the score 44-23. The Hornets lead on 104.3 and 9 Sports with HD video on mybasin.com.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Back with you from Yreka, California for the 69th annual Yreka Invitational. The Henley Hornets leading Red Bluff, California, 44-23 with 4:22 left to go in the ballgame. Marcus McCready leading all scorers with 20 points thus far. And when we get back into the action, Bryce Owens of the Spartans will be shooting free throws. Five on the floor for Henley. It's Hayes, Janney, Bennett, McCready, and Harper. For Red Bluff, it's Ortiz, Torres, Owens, Hohenberger, and Leaf. First free throw from Owens is no good. That miss makes him 1 for 3 so far on the afternoon. He gets a second opportunity at one here. Misses it. McCready gets the rebound. Hornets take their time getting up the floor. Hayes zips it ahead to Bennett. Had a look at three, thought again about it, and he makes it from the corner. He thought about it, thought twice, then thought a third time. Shot and made it. Good play there by Luke Bennett. Gives him 11 points today. Red Bluff with it now. It's Owens. Goes over to Ortiz. Ortiz trying to drive inside, kicks it outside to Torres. Torres inside the paint, outside to Leaf, near side to Hohenberger. Hohenberger steps back, fade away from 15 is no good. Torres collects the rebound, cuts to the cup, and converts. 47-25, Henley leads, 3:42 to go in the game. Owen Harper, quick bucket on the other side of the floor, 49-25. Henley leads, 3.5 to go in the fourth quarter. Ortiz zipping it ahead to Leaf. Hornets playing a little bit of a zone defense here. Hohenberger is going to travel.
Oh, he tried to throw down a dunk.
Right after traveling. And he missed. Ball don't lie. Looks like we've got a big group substitution for Red Bluff.
I think that's a full 5 for 5. Darren Nye essentially waving the white flag here, letting his reserves get some playing time.
Let's see, Zane Dusnip checking in, as well as Ryan Ross. Got Jet Bonham, Carson Hall, and Josiah Browning in for Red Bluff. TJ Chavez with a quick shot on the other side is good for 2. Chavez, it's his first 2 points of the afternoon. 51-25, Henley leads. Here is Dusnup, kicking it over to Hall. Hall back to Dusnup, loses possession for a second, but recollects. Takes a screen, going to the right side, trying to get it inside to Browning, but the pass broken up by Chavez. Out of bound, Red Bluff ball, and a substitution coming in for the Hornets. Out goes Hayes, and in comes Peyton Lichtner, the junior, standing 6'2" for Henley. All right, here's Bonham with it in the far corner, getting it inside to Browning, but the shot bothered twice by Chavez. The second time, there's going to be a whistle blown. I believe that's going to be an offensive foul, and the Hornets take over. Here's Lane Frank with it now, trying to push the pressure. Here's Lichtner with it now in front of the rim, has it stripped away, loose ball. It's still loose in the near corner, picked up by Frank. Frank bothered, gets it out to Chavez. Chavez trying to get it down inside to Lichtner. He tries to throw up a hook shot that's no good, and the rebound is picked up by Bonham. Pass intended for Carson Hall is going out of bounds. And it will be the Hornets who take possession. 2:24 to go in the final frame. And Henley leads 51-25. And the officials having a bit of a conversation. I believe they're trying to find out if the Hornets tipped it potentially, but they come away with the conclusion that no, they did not, and it is Henley basketball. And we've got a whistle. I believe it was a player checking out for Red Bluff, and so should be back ready for basketball now, as I believe it was Trace Morris who checked in for Red Bluff. All right, here's Montag kicking it near side to Lichtner. Inside to Chavez on the right block. Fadeaway jumper, back iron no good, and the rebound is collected by Morris. Gets it to Dusnup. Dusnup bringing it up at the free throw line, kicks it outside to Hall. He fires a quick triple, back iron no good. The rebound collected by Chavez. Gets it to Frank. Both these teams racing up the floor. Frank at the free throw line, back outside to Harper. Harper gets it to Chavez on the right wing. To Frank, inside to Lichtner. Lichtner back outside to Frank in the near corner. Fakes right, goes left. The Hornets getting it around the perimeter, finally finding Harper on the far side. Harper bouncing it into Lichtner. A quick shot from mid-range is no good. And a held ball tied up between Dusnup and Chavez there. Brings possession to Red Bluff. Spartans bringing it up. It's Dusnup kicking it near side to Snyder, who's checked into the game. Here's Hall back outside to Snyder, now near side to Hall. Hall bringing it back, trying to bounce it over to Dusnup. Dusnup fakes left, now puts it on the deck. Terminates the dribble, kicks it in the far side to Morris. Back to Dusnup for three, and it's good. A made triple for Zane Dusnup, the senior. 51-28 with 1:08 to go in the fourth quarter. Chavez getting it near side to Harper. Back to Chavez, now Montag top of the key. Getting it inside to Lichtner. He fades away from the left block. It's no good, and the rebound is corralled by Hall. Hall bringing it up. Kicking it outside to Bonham. He fires away. Front iron no good. Loose ball on the rebound. I believe Montag is tied up with Dusnup, and it will be Henley ball with 44 seconds to go in the ball game. Chavez bringing it up for Henley, trying to direct a little bit of traffic here in the final seconds of this ball game. Getting it over to Harper, now over to Montag. Montag dishes it top of the key to Chavez. Back over to Montag in the far side. Montag drives baseline, tries to go for the reverse, and it's no good. Dusnup now with the shot clock off, kicking it ahead to Morris. Morris outside for Hall. Catch and shoot triple, rattles home. 51-31 after that triple. Henley still leads, but the shot clock is off, and the Hornets will likely hold on to this one and collect win number 2 on the young season. So the ball goes out of bounds there, but not much basketball left to be played with 3 seconds on the clock. Frank with the inbound, getting it to Montag. He'll hold on to it as the final buzzer sounds, and the final score Henley with a convincing 20-point victory, 51-31. We'll be right back with you for a brief recap before we get set for the girls next on mybasin.com.
Wait, all I do is wait. So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice, I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
Comfortable and not corporate. At Clown Falls Subaru, we built our business on that simple promise. Well, that and some of the best people you're ever going to meet. Hi, I'm Rob Cedar, General Manager at Clown Falls Subaru. Our 62 employees make it easy for us to live up to our comfortable, not corporate philosophy. Friendly faces, easy answers, straight talk, fairness, and exceptional service. These are the things you expect. These are the things that all of our people deliver. Our management team, sales pros, certified service and body shop techs, lot attendants, and detail experts are all 100% focused on you. Local people putting their friends and neighbors first. At Clown Falls Subaru, that's the only way we do business. It's comfortable, not corporate. Our team members also spend hundreds of hours each year supporting local charities and events through the Subaru Love Promise. That's the kind of people they are. We're very proud of them. They're your friends, they're your neighbors, they're glad to know you, and they want you to be glad to know them too. I'm Rob, and this is what makes us comfortable, not corporate.
Back with you on 104.3 and 960 Sports, HD video on mybasin.com. The Hornets collecting a win on day 2 of the Yreka Invitational, 51-31 over Red Bluff. Unofficially, the leading scorers for the Hornets, 20 points this afternoon from Marcus McCready, 10 from Luke Bennett, 6 from each Aiden Hayes and Owen Harper, 3 from Lane Frank, and 2 from TJ Chavez. And for Red Bluff, they got 8 points from Bryce Owens and Eli Hohenberger, 6 points from Carson Hall, 4 from Marcos Torres and Caden Leaf, 3 from Zane Dusnup, and 2 from Diego Ortiz. It was a little bit questionable for a while in that first quarter. The second quarter maybe didn't go as well as Henley would have hoped, but they closed out in a big way in this one.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, it's hard to tell how any given matchup will play out in a tournament like this, especially when you haven't had the chance to scout an opponent. But, you know, just looking at it on paper, you got the sense that this was probably not a team that Henley should be messing around with. They lost 71-48 to Crater yesterday, and they're coming off a 6-22 season. But, yeah, really good response by the Hornets to pull away, take control of this game. They managed to weather a really rough second quarter, especially the first 6 minutes where they scored 2 points. But, you know, they accomplished 2 things really in their, 3 things, I guess, in their pursuit of the Yreka Invitational title. They won the game. They maxed out the point differential at 20, and they only allowed 31 points after allowing 27 yesterday. So at the end of today, they should still be firmly in the lead in terms of points allowed. They allowed 21 fewer points than the next team, Crater, did yesterday. So good, 2 really good things to see if you're Henley. You would have to think that all they have to do to wrap up the title tomorrow is just take care of business against Del Norte.
Yeah, and that game will be tomorrow morning at 10:30. We'll be with you on 104.3 and 960 Sports, as well as mybasin.com for that coverage. And if you want to watch Lady Hornets basketball, you don't have to go anywhere as long as you're on mybasin.com. Same link We'll be with you in probably about 10 minutes. Meantime, if you're listening on 104.3 and 960 Sports and you do want to listen to women's basketball, the Oregon Tech Lady Owls tip off against Eastern Oregon with a 5 o'clock pregame show and 5:30 tip from Danny Miles Court, if that's more your speed, coming up in just a little bit on the radio side of things. Once again, stick with us on mybasin.com. But for those of you listening on the radio, the final score today was 51-31. The Hornets with a victory here on day 2. We'd like to thank some of the folks who make this broadcast possible. Of course, Jason Freitas here, the athletic director at Yreka High School, getting us set up in his gym, as well as both head coaches today, Mr. Darren Nye of Red Bluff and Mr. Luke Hammond of the Henley Hornets. Both of those gentlemen allowing us to cover their programs today. Once again, 51-31, the Hornets with the victory over Red Bluff. For Matt Bowling, I'm Josh Eldridge, saying so long from Yreka, California. Oh, I don't know why I did that. That's okay.
Can you Hello, good afternoon, and welcome, or welcome back, if you were with us for the boys' game, to Minor Gym here at Yreka High School. It's the Yreka Invitational Girls Semifinals with Henley facing Del Norte. Matt Bowling here alongside Josh Eldridge. We just saw the Henley boys notch a 51-31 win over Red Bluff. Henley girls now going to be looking to punch their ticket to the title game here facing Del Norte. Hornets won their opening round game against Cascade Christian 69-48 yesterday. Warriors won their opening round game against Orland 53-30 yesterday. And the Hornets in their road blues today win the opening tip-off, and we are underway. Annie Campos pulls a three, can't connect. Senya Campos comes away with the rebound and has it knocked away from her. This is Brooklyn Carter for Del Norte. Up top, it's Steinruck. Guarded by Northcutt, almost has it stripped away from her, but a foul is called on the drive. I'll say it's well, they initially were lining up to shoot free throws, but now they'll say it's foul on the floor, so an inbound for the Warriors. Steinruck. Gorbett inside, and the opening points from Lauren Stutz. Henley looking for a response. Harper misses. Rebound corralled by Stutz. 7 minutes to go here in the opening frame. It's a 2-0 lead for Del Norte. Gorbett lost control of that one. It will stay with the Warriors. Chloe Smith to inbound. Gorbett trying to drive on Annie Campos, pulls up, misses. Rebound Harper. And the Hornets trying to get a fast break going. Anna Harper, coast to coast. And there's Henley's opening bucket.
Harper able to do it all herself, finishing with the right hand there as a nice move to the bucket.
Carter pulls and hits. Annie Campos, nice move inside, up and under, no good. Foul called as Jacqueline Gorbett got bumped and took a tumble there. Steinruck drives, loses the ball, out of bounds, last touched by Henley. Chloe Smith to inbound.
Couple of subs in for Henley, Preston Shade and Lily Fassell checking in for the Hornets in the early going.
And they can't convert on the inbound as the shot just rims off. And here comes Fassell. Annie Campos. Fassell pulls, misses. Kept in by Harper, but it goes back to Del Norte. Smith. Gorbett drives, travels. Harper. Kick out to Annie Campos, who misses the three long. Henley really struggling to hit shots early. Intercepted by Campos, but she can't convert underneath. It'll stay with Henley.
Just having trouble around the rim earlier, the Hornets. Plenty of time to correct, only in the first quarter.
Modine fouled. Faselli inbounder. Right to Harper, who draws a foul. 2 quick fouls called against Del Norte, and that evens the foul count at 2 apiece.
Harper had an exquisite game yesterday against Cascade Christian, coming out with a double-double.
Well, near double-double.
Oh,
25 points, 9 rebounds. Misses her first free throw. Oh for 2 from the free throw line, but Annie Campos gets the rebound and misses. And that goes out to Del Norte. Gorbett. Nice take, but can't finish. Annie Campos with the rebound. Trying to get something started here. Campos into the paint. Back to Harper. Harper puts it up, no good. Rebound by Chloe Smith. Henley just can't seem to hit anything here early, Josh.
Seem to be hurrying things a little bit on the offensive end. It's how they're used to playing, but just not working out early.
Great steal there by Fasel, who pulls up, but she can't connect. Rebound by Shade. Shade, the only freshman on this team. Hands it to Campos. Throws it into Harper. Harper in the paint. Puts it up. No good. Almost got her own rebound. Had it knocked away from her. It'll stay with Henley.
Got Senya Campos and Maya Mock checking in for the Hornets. Harper heads to the bench along with Kennedy Modine.
And Annie Campos. Randy Denson trying to switch things up a little bit here. Or no, Anna Harper's still out there. Chloe Smith. Gorbett. Good take, but can't finish. And that's against Cascade Christian. And Randy Denson's going to call it, or excuse me, Del Norte. And Randy Denson's going to call a timeout. 3:58 to go in the first quarter. Warriors with a 5 lead. Matt Bowling here alongside Josh Eldridge. Henley basketball on mybasin.com.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see 2 things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys and I want to see my high school. And those are the 2 memories that stick out the most to me.
Welcome back. We are about midway through the first quarter, and Henley trails 5-2, having made just 1 field goal. Hornets really struggling to find the hoop, but right out of the timeout, there's Maya Mock getting it back to a 1-point game. Gorbett from up top, fouled on the drive. Almost a steal on the inbound. Space for a 3 from Betega, but she misses. And Del Norte commits the foul on the floor. Henley with a great chance to get some momentum going here if they can take the lead.
They've had some good looks at the rim in the early parts of this game, just haven't been able to make those key buckets. And so, see how they do this time down the floor.
Shade can't convert.
Another decent look, though, at the rim.
Here come the Warriors. Carter. Pass mishandled. Betega. Carter for three. Too strong. Smith. Betega. Betega drive. Dish. Miss. Winningham was trying to put that one away. Long pass to Mock. And she can't finish on the other end. And one. Jacqueline Gorbett. 2:44 to go in the first quarter. And Del Norte can go up 4 here. More substitutions for Henley. Annie Campos is back in. Gorbett misses the free throw. Campos collects the rebound. And Henley will try to respond. Campos hesitates, drives, can't finish. Gets her own miss. Mock. Modine. Campos pulls up. Another miss. Brooklyn Carter is fouled by Shade. And that puts Del Norte in the bonus. Brooklyn Carter to the line. Misses the first one. Anna Harper checking back in for Maya Mock. Carter misses that one off the back of the rim. Campos going after the rebound. Tipped out of bounds. It'll be Henley ball. Campos makes a defender fall down. Pass almost out of bounds. Shade able to corral it. Drives, puts it up, misses. Winningham gets it. But that one is mishandled, and it'll go right back to Henley. Inbound to Campos, right underneath, fouled on the way up. Annie Campos, who approached a triple-double yesterday. 16 points, 11 assists, 7 rebounds. Also had 3 steals, but has struggled to get going today as she misses the first free throw.
Annie will have games where she starts a little bit slow. She's a determined player. She will remain focused.
Second free throw misses, so it remains a 7-4 lead for Del Norte. That pass off target taken away by Jewel Northcutt. Campos. Out to Northcutt. Pulls up, misses the three. Campos going for it, last touched by Del Norte. Anna Harper to inbound. Northcutt has it tapped away from her. Here come the Warriors. Carter tied up, lost it, barely kept in the front court, but it creates an opportunity for Henley, and Preston Shade gets one to fall, finally.
Sooner or later, those ones close to the rim are going to fall. That time it does for Shade.
Carter misses the three. Tipped out. It will stay with Del Norte. Lily Facel and Senya Campos checking back in for Henley as Annie Campos and Jewel Northcutt come to the bench. 1:02 to go in the first quarter. Henley down by 1. Inbound swatted away by Senya Campos. It will stay with the Warriors. Smith to inbound. Gets it to Gorbett. Gorbett knocked it off her own leg. And it'll go to Henley. Hornets with a chance to take the lead here in the final minute of the first quarter. Modine brings it up. Facel. Modine for 3. No good. Rebound Facel. Can't keep a handle on it though, and it's out of bounds. Back to the Warriors. Inbound, fired wide, and right back to Henley. Referee's now conferring, and the call is confirmed. Well, they're moving the location of the inbound from baseline to sideline. Modine. Guarded by Smith. Gets a screen. Sends one in, and Harper converts. Henley takes the lead. First lead of the day for Henley. And not entirely sure what that stoppage was about, but it'll be an inbound for Del Norte. Tapped out, it'll stay with the Warriors. Smith gets it to Gorbett. Gorbett trying to go coast to coast, but can't finish. Here's Facel. 17 seconds to go. Senya Campos. No look pass to Facel. Tip to Modine. Facel in the corner. Hits the 3. No time left to get a shot off for Del Norte as Henley takes an 11-7 lead into the second quarter. We'll be right back. Bowling here alongside Eldridge. Henley basketball on mybasin.com.
Wait, all I do is wait. So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice, I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coldwell Banker, where home begins.
Welcome back. Start of the second quarter here in the girls' semifinals at the Yreka Invitational. And Henley, after an opening 8 minutes where they really struggled to hit shots, somehow find themselves up 4.
Well, they had great effort on the defensive end and trying to collect rebounds too, and so that's why they find themselves up by 4 here. Those shots started to fall at the end of that first quarter, but really that defensive effort and effort on the glass is why the Hornets still have control of this game, even with the lackluster shooting first quarter.
Chloe Smith was getting ready to inbound, but she was sent to the bench. It looks like she has an earring in. Referee only noticed it now. Oh, what a block by Annie Campos. You were talking about the effort on the defensive end, Josh. There it is.
Absolutely.
tough shot from Gorbett. Campos kicks it. Modine hits it. Timeout, Del Norte. We'll take it with him. A flurry to start the second quarter by Yreka High School. We'll be right back.
The road can be a crazy place. Uh-oh! That's why Les Schwab Tires fixes brakes, steering, and more. And those guys don't. Keep driving. I'm just glad Les Schwab puts my safety first, so I can backseat drive with confidence.
During our fall tire sales, save up to $250 on a set of 4 select tires. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
Quite a flurry to start the second quarter here. In the first 26 seconds, we've seen Annie Campos with a big block. Tough bucket from Jacqueline Gorbett, and then a 3 by Kennedy Modine. It's 14-9 Henley with 7:34 to go. Anissa Batega getting set to inbound for the Warriors. Gets it to Chloe, Brooklyn Carter rather. Gorbett drives, loses it underneath. Henley has it. And a timeout called by Randy Denson. We'll go ahead and keep it here since we just took one.
I'm impressed with the resiliency of these Hornets even after that first quarter. You look at Modine, who is confident enough to take a catch-and-shoot 3. Like I was saying in the pregame, these Henley girls, they like to shoot. And even if it's not falling for them right away, they'll continue to shoot the basketball. And a couple of made triples now so far in the game, and they find themselves up 5.
Henley ranked number 2 with 1 first-place vote in the OSAA 4A preseason coaches poll.
Referring to that, over the first week of practice, one of the things Coach Denson was preaching to his team was continue to be humble. It's what got them this second-place ranking in the first place. Now that they're there, teams are looking for them, but they've got to maintain that humbleness that got them in that spot in the first place.
Good ball movement. Near turnover, but Brooklyn Carter unable to corral it in bounds. It'll stay with the Hornets. Inbound almost too high for Modine, but she brings it down. Annie Campos drives and 1.
What a move to the rim by Annie. Starting with her right, moving to her left, cutting up the defense, and getting the bucket. That's a great move.
It's a move that she's tried a couple times this game, but the shot hasn't fallen. That time she not only gets the bucket, she earns a free throw. And if she can get in a groove, watch out.
She's dangerous.
She sinks the free throw, and Henley has opened up an 8-point lead. Batega, full court press. And Steinruck stepped out of bounds, trying to hustle it up the court. The full court press works for the Hornets.
When it hits you like surprise like that, like it just hit for Del Norte, it could be too much to handle, and Henley's one of the best teams in the state of Oregon at doing that press.
.6:48 remaining in the second quarter. Campos drives, kicks to Shade. Shade hits the 3. Coughed up. Shade has it. Ahead to Campos. Campos, hesitation, and the finish. What a spurt by Henley. And Del Norte has to take a timeout. We'll be right back. Matt alongside Josh Eldridge. You're watching Henley basketball on mybait.com.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions. your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
But they took the lead with.
We're trying to figure out the run that Henley's on. They led 11-7 to start the quarter. They have now outscored Del Norte 11-2. It's an 11-0 run with 6:18 to go in the half. A 13-point lead for the Hornets, playing for a spot in the Yreka Invitational Championship. Another turnover. Here's Shade. Campos pulls up and hits the three. Well, we said they don't want to let her get going, and I think that's what's happening here, Josh.
Can't let her get that wide open if you're Del Norte. She'll cause damage.
Modine. Shade. Campos. Bang! And another timeout called by Del Norte. The Warriors have no answers for this Henley team right now. It's a 17-0 run.
That's quite incredible. Many points credited to Annie Campos, back-to-back triples. You just can't leave her that wide open if you're Del Norte. She's confident she'll fire away.
Quite a swing, too. I mean, it seemed like she and, to be fair, the rest of the Henley team couldn't hardly buy a bucket in the first quarter, but now it's like they can't miss.
And they're playing tough defense still. It's not only like they're making baskets. I mean, you're seeing the freshman Shade clog up passing lanes and make three-pointers of her own. So she's getting active, and, yeah, this Hornets team is starting to come alive here in this second quarter.
It's a 19-point lead for Henley. We should mention, too, this is this Del Norte team, at least on paper, are no pushovers. And they won their season opener at Hoopa Valley 55-53 a week ago. They won their opening round game against Orland 53-30 yesterday. They're coming off a 20-9 season last year. It was their best season since 2018-19. That year they went 24-4, made the CIF Division II state tournament. Now, making the state tournament in California is a lot harder than it is in pretty much every other state.
A lot of schools in that great state of California as well. Especially in the northern section of the CIF.
Tight defense here. Gorbett throws it right to Jewel Northcutt. Here comes Harper. The take rolls off the front of the rim. Intercepted by Shade. Del Norte is in disarray right now. Shade with a nice skip pass to Harper, who finishes underneath.
Great pass, great find by Shade. Harper was in the right spot.
Shade, we mentioned, is the only freshman on this team. And Del Norte is burning through timeouts like they're going out of style. It's now up to a 19-0 run by Henley.
They won't relinquish control. They won't slow down. It's the mark of a very good team. Like we said, even in that opening quarter where stuff wasn't really falling for the Hornets, they continued that effort. They've stayed the course, and they find themselves up big, I think, where they feel like they should be, quite frankly.
What I was getting ready to say about Preston Shade, the only freshman on this team in her first high school game yesterday had 2 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals.
It's really impressive, and in talking to the coaching staff before this tournament, they made a point to bring her up as well. Say we have this freshman Shade. She's sneaky. We're going to bring her along slowly. Well, she doesn't want to come along slowly, Matt. She's here, and she's here to play.
Well, she also saw significant playing time for the Henley girls soccer team this fall as they won their first Skyline Conference championship since 2014. So could be really one to watch for Henley for multiple teams over the next few years. It's a 30-9 lead for the Hornets with 4.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Matt Bowling here alongside Josh Eldridge. And Del Norte finally breaks the drought as Steinruck hits a jumper. Right back at you on the other end, says Senya Campos. Smith, pass tipped out. It'll stay with the Warriors. 4 subs now on for Henley. It's Modine, Bailey Ladner, Maya Mock, and Annie Campos. Inbound almost stolen by Modine. Stutz can't finish underneath. Jumper out and in. You don't see bounces like that too often. Bailey Ladner is fouled, and she will go to the free throw line. Ladner, a junior, is the other new player on this team. It's the free throw. And did I zone out, or did she only shoot 1 free throw, Josh?
She only shot 1. I believe she made the shot, no?
She did, but shouldn't she have shot 2? I mean, not that it really matters that much in a 20-point game, but I don't know. Campos into Ladner. Looking for help. Gets it out to Modine. Modine fires it over to Senya Campos, who misses a 3, collects her own miss, and draws a foul.
Good effort to chase down that glass, shooting a 3 and finding the board as well.
Inbound to Ladner, fouled.
She did a good job of forcing that contact inside on her move to the rim. She really drew that foul with good effort.
Misses the first free throw. Hits the second. It's a 21-point lead for Henley as we approach 3 minutes to go in the half. Smith guarded tightly by Mock, and Mock commits the foul. Anna Harper checks back in for Annie Campos. McCovey trying to make something happen, draws a foul. And they'll call that on the floor. Third foul on Senya Campos, and she'll head to the bench. Smith pulls up, can't connect, rebound Mock. And she takes a tumble on the foul, but pops right back up. Henley now in the bonus, so she'll head to the free throw line.
Handful of rule differences from playing in California versus playing back home in the Hornets' nest. Down here, they count the fouls for teams by quarters rather than halves. So 5 fouls, team fouls in a quarter, gets you into the bonus instead of 7 team fouls for the half as it is back in Oregon. So you'll see more free throws done quarter by quarter rather than having them all backloaded to the end of a game.
Mock missed the first free throw. She was also a big contributor for that Skyline Championship girls soccer team at Henley this fall. Hits the second. Smith zips one down low, but Winningham can't finish. Modine up ahead. Meredith Brown misses the three. Carter drives, puts it up, comes up short. Brown, Modine. Long two, bounces out, but a foul on the rebound. I think that's going to send Anna Harper to the line. 2 minutes and 6 seconds to go in the half. Henley up 35-13. Anna Harper, we mentioned, 1 rebound shy of a double-double yesterday. It's a continuation of the excellent state tournament she had. Averaged 17.3 points per game while shooting 56.4% from the field. Also averaged 8.3 rebounds. Earned second-team all-tournament honors. Was also first-team all-conference and honorable mention all-state last year. Oh, that was too easy for Henley. Jewel Northcutt was wide open on the inbound, missed the point-blank layup, but got her own rebound and cleaned it up. Carter misses the three. Here comes Harper. Harper can't convert. 2 players get tangled up as Del Norte brings it back up court. It's Steinruck. Betega. Pass intercepted by Harper. Harper to Brown. Shade. Northcutt pulls up, misses. One minute left in the first half. Carter spinning in the paint. Can't convert. Kept in, but right to Steinruck, who missed. And that shot from traffic was nowhere near the rim, out of bounds. It'll be Henley ball with 48 seconds. Shade. Fussell. Northcutt. Brown. Traveled. Betega bringing it up for the Warriors. Kick out to Steinruck, who can't hit the three. Rebound McCovey. Out to Betega. She can't connect. Steinruck, 12 seconds. Trapped was McCovey. Ball finds its way out to Batega, who can't hit the three. What a second quarter by Henley. They outscored Del Norte 27-6 and take a 25-point lead into the half. They are well on their way to the Yreka Invitational Championship game. We'll take a break. Matt Bowling here alongside Josh Eldridge. You're watching basketball on Basin.com.
Kind of what defined me as a person. I love to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and little league teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Welcome back. It is a 38-13 lead for Henley at halftime over Del Norte, as the Hornets are well on their way to playing for the Yreka Invitational Championship tomorrow. What a second quarter for the Hornets. I mean, after they really struggled to hit shots in the first quarter, they led 11-7. They went on a, I think, 19-0 run to start, or after Del Norte scored the first bucket of the second quarter. It's just, I think, Josh, it was really just a matter of them starting to hit shots.
I think you're exactly right. I mean, like we were saying, the effort never wavered. It's just that these shots that they were taking are now starting to fall. Annie Campos is catching fire. She made a couple of triples in that second quarter. Preston Shade made a three-pointer. And then you saw a couple of other players get involved too. Anna Harper did very well. Jewel North cut a couple of points at the end of the quarter as well. And the rest of the players, Annie Campos and Preston Shade, they're starting to dish the ball as well. They got their scoring in, and now they're sharing the love, and it's getting the rest of the team involved. They find themselves up big. I think you're exactly right. The difference is that these shots that we're missing are now starting to fall.
And it's there's also a clear size mismatch, too, defensively, and that makes things so difficult for the Warriors. You've got Annie Campos and Anna Harper, who are both very large figures in the paint, which, and you know, you look and you see that Del Norte just really doesn't have the size to match up with them.
Well, a lot of it comes down to length, too. I mean, Henley's doing a great job of getting in the way of the passing lanes. You brought up Anna Harper and Annie Campos. When they head to the bench, then you've got players like Jewel Northcutt who come in, and she's got a long wingspan, too, and she gets in the way of things as well. and you've got good guards along the perimeter to keep things difficult. I mean, one of the biggest things that Henley's defense has done well is denying the ball inside. They're forcing Del Norte into taking threes, taking long twos. We saw that on a few occasions, just long mid-range jumpers that haven't been falling for Del Norte, and that's credit to Henley's defense.
Just about 5 minutes to go in halftime. We will take another break. Second half on the other side. Matt Bowling here inside Josh Eldridge. You're watching Henley basketball on mybasin.com.
Wait, all I do is wait. So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice, I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
Comfortable and not corporate. At Clown Falls Subaru, we built our business on that simple promise. Well, that and some of the best people you're ever going to meet. Hi, I'm Rob Cedar, General Manager at Clown Falls Subaru. Our 62 employees make it easy for us to live up to our comfortable, not corporate philosophy. Friendly faces, easy answers, straight talk, fairness, and exceptional service. These are the things you expect. These are the things that all of our people deliver. Our management team, sales pros, certified service and body shop techs, lot attendants, and detail experts are all 100% focused on you. Local people putting their friends and neighbors first. At Clown Falls Subaru, that's the only way we do business. It's comfortable, not corporate. Our team members also spend hundreds of hours each year supporting local charities and events through the Subaru Love Promise. That's the kind of people they are. We're very proud of them. They're your friends, they're your neighbors, they're glad to know you, and they want you to be glad to know them too. I'm Rob, and this is what makes us comfortable, not corporate.
Welcome back as we, well, not quite ready to start the third quarter. We've still got about 2.5 minutes on the clock. Looking like it's going to be another great day for Henley here at the Yreka Invitational. The boys put themselves in great position to secure the championship in this modified showcase format with 6 teams. They will play their final game tomorrow against Del Norte at 10:30 a.m. Meanwhile, the girls, assuming they can hold on for the win here, up 25, will play in the championship game at 6 o'clock tomorrow. We will have both games for you here on mybasin.com, with the boys game also airing on 104.3 and 960 Sports.
It's been a good tournament so far, not only for the Hornets, but it's been a pleasant experience. We've seen a lot of good basketball this weekend. Some of the other teams that have been here, we've gotten the chance to see a lot of girls teams play from around California and Oregon, and it's been a really fun tournament down here in Yreka. Henley looking to make it back to the championship, like you mentioned, Matt. Last year they finished 3rd at this tournament. Year before that they finished 2nd at this tournament, and so they have a good history here as well, and it's been fun so far.
Del Norte just now getting back to the floor out of the locker room. Doesn't look like they'll have much time or any time to get some warm-up shots in with a minute on the clock.
It's interesting. We've seen that now in both Henley games, where the Hornets will get out of the locker room quick. They'll come out and they'll move around a little bit. They'll fire up a few shots, and the other team, in this case Del Norte, waits until about a minute left before the third quarter to come out. So must have been something said in that locker room. Took them a few extra minutes, but the Hornets are out here and they're ready to play some ball.
I will say it's easy to keep the halftime talks brief when things are going well.
It's true.
Certainly Del Norte probably had a lot more to discuss than Henley did.
Henley doesn't have to change much, if anything at all, coming out of the break. As long as these shots that had been falling in the second quarter continue, they should be in good shape, as you mentioned.
I think all they really have to do is just keep throwing it down low. As we've said, Annie Campos and Anna Harper combined to create a very large presence in the paint. Individually, I'm not sure Del Norte has any one player that can really match up with them. Smith almost loses the handle. Kicks it to Steinruck. It's taken away. Senya Campos. Wide open lane and an easy finish. Smith. Carter through traffic and one. Tough take and a nice finish there by the junior.
If Del Norte wants a window back into this game, part of it will come down to these free throws. That one rattles home there, so a decent start there for the Warriors.
Carter makes the free throw. Senya Campos trying to answer on the other end. It's tipped out, and it'll go back to the Warriors. Smith. Gorbett finds a lane and finds 2 points. Harper. Kick to Senya Campos, who splashes the three. And was that Henley that called the timeout?
I believe it was Del Norte, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh. It looked as if he initially motioned for Henley, but that's the 5th timeout called this game by the Warriors. They've been unsuccessful at halting any of the Hornets' momentum.
And it's not like the Warriors have played bad basketball this afternoon by any stretch. The Hornets are just converting on the opportunities that they're given now, and they're creating a lot for themselves. I mean, you can see that when Del Norte is able to get to the rim, they've converted twice this quarter. And so I imagine that that's going to be something that Coach Denson talks about in that huddle, just going back to denying the paint. That's what built them this giant lead in the first half.
Chloe Smith brings it up court off the inbound. Three good from Carter. Brooklyn Carter with a nice start to the second half. And right back on the other side, an and one for Senya Campos. Free throw good. So it's back to a 25-point lead for Henley. Carter. Oh, man. Oh, ho, ho. Brooklyn Carter shakes the defender and sinks it, but there we go again, right back on the other end. Every time Del Norte finds something, Henley has an answer. So Carter draws a foul. And the Warriors will inbound near midcourt. Carter coughs it up. Annie Campos, nice move behind the back and a jump pass. Henley unable to do anything with it, though. Almost taken away again, but Steinruck gets a handle on it. Steinruck for three, no good. Put back, no good, but the foul called. It'll send Jacqueline Gorbett to the free throw line. Four subs in now for Henley. Ladner, Shade, Fassell, and looks like Mock is back in. Free throw missed, rebound, and they're going to call that a tie-up. Modine. Shade. Drives along the baseline, can't hit. Foul on the rebound. Lily Fassell will head to the free throw line. And she goes 1 for 2. Gorbett drives and draws a foul. .5:12 to go in the third quarter. The teams were trading buckets. Now they're trading free throws.
Starting to get substitutions in on both sides as well, and as you mentioned. So teams just getting to the rim a little bit more rather than firing up those three-pointers with the starters out there.
Modine. Ladner. Fassell. Great pass to Shade, who couldn't corral it. Here comes Brooklyn Carter. Pulls up and hits the three. On the other end, a foul as Maya Mock went up for it.
How about the official?
Yeah, ref with some hops there.
Love it.
Maya Mock hits the first free throw. So the Hornets are doubling up the Warriors. It's 50-25 with 4:41 to go in the third quarter. And a foul on the rebound. Should send... No, that's only the fourth foul on Del Norte. The next one will be free throws for Henley. Ladner, great find on the inbound. And Fassell converts. Betega. Nice pass and nice finish from Lauren Stutz. Fassell had it blocked but got it back. Can't finish. Carter nails the three. Brooklyn Carter has been one of the few bright spots for Del Norte this game.
Makes another great play there to save that one from going out of bounds, too. She's doing it on both ends.
Mid-range, no good from Steinruck. Put back, no good from Stutz, but she gets the and one to fall that time. And we got a timeout on the floor. We'll take one, too. Rolling here alongside Josh Eldridge. Henley basketball on mybasin.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
3:39 to go in the third quarter. And the and one for Lauren Stutz gives Del Norte the chance to get this to a 19-point game after Henley led by 25 at the half. And she does. Campos ahead. Northcutt with a nice move and a good finish.
Campos has incredible vision all the way up the floor. She threw that ball from before half court.
Carter misses that one. Annie Campos. Harper. Off the backboard and in. On the other end, the pass mishandled underneath. It'll go back to Henley. Tell you what, you don't usually see a banked floater through traffic from just past the free throw line.
Really good touch from Harper on that shot. You're exactly right.
Senya Campos takes the three, misses. Stutz. Can't connect, rebound, Annie Campos. Campos kicks out to Mock, three no good. Rebound put back, no good for Senya. And Del Norte takes it back the other way. Corbett, long three, well off. Out of bounds. I'll say it was last touched by Brooklyn Carter. So it'll go back to the Hornets. Harper. Annie Campos thought about a three. Instead, she'll drive it. Nice find underneath, but Senya Campos loses the ball. It'll be a tie-up. Well, Annie Campos has interest from a handful of the small colleges in state, including Linfield, and we've seen over these two games that Henley's played so far, she's demonstrated some next level attributes. Her vision definitely being one of them.
She keeps her head up better than most players at this level. She's always looking for the next pass. Even when she has a good look, if she sees someone has a better one, she will find that player and get the ball to him. Just fantastic vision.
The Warriors are in the bonus, so that foul puts Chloe Smith on the line. Hits the first free throw. Lily Fussell back in for the Hornets. As Smith misses the second free throw. Barely kept in bounds. Carter pulls a three off the ground, can't hit it. Annie Campos. Pass tipped. No, it wasn't. It's Del Norte ball. Turnover. But Shade gives it right back. Betega. Corbett. Off the backboard and in. On the other end, Harper with an answer.
Credit Campos with the assist. Another example of almost a full court pass becoming an assist for Campos.
Smith. Goes up and gets the foul. That was Gorbett drawing the foul there. She will head to the free throw line with 41.4 seconds to go in the third quarter. She goes 0 for 2. Campos launches one to Preston Shade, but couldn't gather it in time to get a shot off. And she's called for the foul. Trying to apply some full court pressure. And it'll be free throws for Jacqueline Gorbett. Gorbett goes 1 for 2. And it's back down to a 19-point lead for Henley. Shade. Annie Campos. Fussell drives, can't hit. Out of bounds, it'll stay with Henley. 5.4 seconds on the clock here in the third quarter. Let's see what Henley draws up here. Shade. Drives. Blocked. I think that was Brooklyn Carter who came in and got a hand on it. That'll send us to the fourth quarter. Henley up 58-37. We'll be right back, Matt, alongside Josh Eldridge. Your Hornets basketball on mybasin.com.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union, Find your path.
Welcome back. As we start the fourth quarter, Henley Del Norte rather, able to whittle away at Henley's lead somewhat. It's down to 19 points as we get set for the final 8 minutes. Anna Harper inbounds it to Kennedy Modine. Harper, great find. Ladner and one. What a job by Anna Harper. It was tightly defended there to turn around and find Ladner right behind her. As Ladner converts the free throw. Smith. Betega. Knocked away and a foul called. It's on Jacqueline Gorbett. That's her fourth. Campos can't finish on the drive. Ball will stay with Henley. Underneath. Jump ball called. Possession arrow points to Del Norte. Betega. Gorbett misses from close range. Vassell fires one ahead. Too strong for Anna Harper. Betega. Carter. Underneath, blocked. Might have been Campos. Either that or Vassell, who misses on the other end. Betega puts one up and misses. Vassell the rebound. Modine. Pass way ahead to Ladner, who keeps it in bounds, but it goes back to Del Norte. Betega blocked by Harper. Harper coast to coast.
In the block, dribbling around defenders on the other hand. That was an all-around great sequence from Anna Harper.
On the other side, Gorbett unable to answer. And Modine hits the layup on the other end. It's up to a 28-point lead for Henley, their largest of the game. Foul called as Gorbett went up for it. So with 5:28 to go, we'll see where this free throw puts the margin. It's a 26-point lead for Henley. Hornets will advance to the Yreka Invitational Championship game tomorrow where they'll face either the host Miners or Shasta. Meanwhile, Del Norte will compete in the third place game against the loser of the Yreka Shasta game at 3 o'clock tomorrow. That other semifinal game is set to tip off at 6:30. Shot no good from McQuillan, but the putback is there for Stutz. That was actually Deja Payne. As the ball goes back to Del Norte. Shot no good, and a foul on the putback attempt will send Stutz to the free throw line. 24-point lead for Henley with 4.5 minutes to go. Second free throw is good. And Shade with a nice pass back to Harper. Can't convert on the floater, and back to Del Norte. This has been an all-around strong game from Henley so far, but the second quarter was really what made the difference for the Hornets.
Absolutely, it's what separated them a little bit. Del Norte has gone on, runs in the third quarter, and fourth quarter they've had some action, but it is really impressive what they were able to do in that second quarter.
And Henley calls a timeout. We'll see what Randy Denson wants to talk about here.
Must be something.
We'll take it with him. Matt Bowling here alongside Sheldridge. You're listening to Henley Football, You're watching Henley Basketball on mybasin.com. Well, they're right back out. That was only a 30-second timeout, looks like.
.402 left in the game. Henley just looking to close things out. Like you said, Matt, they're hoping to move on to the tournament championship game. That would be tomorrow. Again, they've been deep in this tournament before, haven't won it yet, and still have got a game to go. But they're in good position. I think they feel like they're playing well. There's always room for improvement early in the season, but they're doing a lot of the things well that you don't see teams do early in the season. Stuff like stripping the ball away, getting after it on the glass. You'll often see after a miss, 4 Hornets crash the boards with only 1 left out on the perimeter, and that's why they're coming away with so many offensive and defensive rebounds.
Mock down on the floor. Traveling called. It's on Del Norte. Gosh, how can you see clearly enough to make that call as the official when the ball's being fought for on the ground like that?
Yeah, certainly an interesting one. I'll say that much.
It takes a trained eye for sure. Carter puts it up, misses. Shade There with the putback on the other end is Senya Campos.
There's that effort. You see it again. And Henley's also doing a good job of passing the ball. I mean, their timing has been very good today, which is something that usually takes a while to come along for teams. A couple of miscues here and there, but they've been mostly consistent throughout.
Another three from Brooklyn Carter. Senya Campos can't answer on the other end. 2 putback attempts, no good, and here comes Deja Payne the other way. Loses the handle, regathers it. Steinruck, Carter, misses the 3. Mock, no good. Harper misses the putback. And a foul sends Harper to the free throw line. 2 minutes and 23 seconds left in this game. As the bench is emptied for Del Norte. Looks like Coy McQuillan, Kimura McCovey, and Brianne Winningham are on for the Warriors. Under 2.5 minutes to go in this game as Harper sinks the first free throw. And under 15 minutes to go until the final Pac-12 football game as we know it, Josh.
Oh, man, I'm excited to get back to Klamath Falls and watch that game. Should be a good one. A little bit bummed. I'm sure most Pac-12 fans are. This is the final one. Don't have time to get into it now, but I'm excited for this football game tonight.
Smith. McQuillan pulls a 3 off the front of the rim. Vassell. Senya Campos spins and finishes. Tough shot through traffic. And Chloe Smith called for a carry, so it'll go back to Henley. Vassell fouled as she goes up.
Vassell usually plays along the perimeter, and I left her out of the discussion we had at halftime with the length that Henley has. She's definitely got long arms, and she's tough not to foul on her drives to the rim like that.
Had 4 points yesterday against Cascade Christian. Goes 0 for 2 from the line, but collects her own miss on the second one and puts it back.
Using the backboard. That was a nice shot there from Vassell.
Carter can't connect. Smith. And one. Free throw missed. Ball comes back to Smith, though. In the corner, a 3 no good from McCovey. Vassell. Pass mishandled, kept in. Trying to put it up through traffic. Vassell unsuccessful. 40 seconds to go in this one. Ball bounces off Senya Campos. Look at that. Game is well over, and both players still diving for that ball on the floor.
Love to see effort at a time like this in a game like this. Both teams, exactly like you said, given supreme effort even when this game is all but decided. It's good to see.
Senya Campos fouled.
Official headed over to the scorer's table. I believe they're trying to get some subs figured out for Del Norte here. Potentially there's a player fouled out, I think it might be. That is it. So that's Parker's fifth foul.
Nice game from Brooklyn Carter. Ends here in the final seconds of the fourth, as Senya Campos hits the first free throw. Two for two. Corner three, no good by McQuillan. And the Hornets could dribble it out here if they choose to, but they turn it over. McQuillan. Smith. Payne. Long three, well short. And that will do it. The Henley Hornets are going to the Yreka Invitational Championship. A 75-48 win over Del Norte. We'll take a break. There's some brief finals when we come back. Matt Bowling here alongside Josh Eldridge. You're watching Henley Basketball on mybasin.com.
Introducing Smith's Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place home. And then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, the retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
the innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Welcome back. The Henley Hornets will play for the Yreka Invitational Championship tomorrow against the winner of the Shasta-Yreka semifinal game. That's set to tip off at 6:30 here at Minor Court. Matt Bowling here alongside Josh Eldridge, and I mean, there's not really much to say about the second half. This game was more or less over at halftime. A few mini runs by the Warriors, but Hornets really kept control wire to wire in the second half.
They absolutely did. They gained control of this game in the second quarter when those buckets started to fall for them, and they maintained it throughout the third and fourth quarter. You know, Del Norte did go on a couple of runs. It seemed like Henley was kind of content with allowing Brooklyn Carter to get her points. She shot the ball really well tonight from Del Norte. There's no doubt about it. You know, at least 4 triples made. It was a great showing for her, and Henley was content to give those shots to her. They did a great job of denying the ball inside, and that's why we wind up with the score that we did. It was a great defensive game plan today from Henley.
Yeah, we say mini runs because Del Norte never got closer than 19 points in the second half. Again, yeah, it was a really rough first quarter. Henley struggled to make shots for the first probably about 6 minutes. They did lead 11-7 at the end of it, but yeah, as you said, outscored them by 21 points in that second quarter to take a 25-point halftime lead.
And Henley likes where they are heading into tomorrow. I think a couple of the big things we saw from them tonight, aside from just defense and rebounding, was that their timing seems to be coming along on the offensive end. Andy was dishing the ball really well. We saw Shade make a couple of really nice passes tonight. The freshman kept her head up as well. Anna Harper continuing to stay consistent with her interior passing as well. I mean, turnovers, there's going to be a few here early in the season, but I'm really encouraged by what I've seen from them in that regard with their timing and coming together as a team.
So we will see you back here tomorrow at 10:30 as the Henley boys face Del Norte. It's the final game of their modified showcase style event that they're doing on the boys side because they only have 6 teams this year. Henley with a good chance to lock up the tournament or the Yreka Invitational Championship with a win as they have pretty comfortable leads in all of the tiebreaker categories. So essentially, just take care of business tomorrow, and you're going home with the title if you're Henley. Of course, for the girls, it's a lot simpler than that. They're in the championship game, so, you know, in the words of the late Al Davis, just win, baby.
I like that. Yeah, just score more points than the other team. That's all the Hornets have to worry about. They've done it twice this weekend, and they're looking for 3 tomorrow.
That game will be played at 6 p.m., so we'll be here all day. Should be an exciting day of basketball, though, here at Yreka. It's been a great tournament so far, and we are looking forward to the final day. So, for my partner Josh Eldridge, I am Matt Bowling saying until tomorrow from Yreka High School, whether you were with us just for the girls' game or the boys' game earlier, thank you for tuning in, and we hope to see you back here tomorrow. You've been watching Henley Basketball on mybasin.com.